Alrighty, guys, welcome back. So sorry about that. My Wi-Fi just decided to stop working for a minute there. Um, all right. So sorry about that. Welcome back. um,
Hello, Faith.
all right. Goodness gracious. So sorry about that, guys. All right. So if you are
Okay, I
tuning
would
in,
I want to know how much did you freak out when
I
things were
yeah, no, like you were talking, and then we went on break, and then your frame and Zoom looked like it froze, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And then I saw down at the bottom of the program that we used that like it was just red, and then there was an X on the Wi-Fi, and then I saw in the corner that my Wi-Fi just was like trying to reconnect, and so I like ran out of the room and looked at the router.
Okay,
So
here's
apologies.
here's here's the funny thing. Originally, Faith was supposed to do this a whole episode by herself,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, that would have
I
been
was able to
nice.
fit this in, and I was like, "Oh my God, Faith is gonna have to do the last second half on her own."
No, we're good. We're good. Sorry, guys.
That is awesome.
Oh gosh.
I
Okay.
love it. Okay.
All right, guys. So if you were tuning in before the Wi-Fi decided to not work anymore, earlier we were talking about the NFL executives and scouts ranking top draft quarterbacks, and now since it's Friday, we've got some fun stories of Florida man for you. So, but the first one, we actually have another Florida woman. But our second one is Florida man. But these Florida women are starting to get a little out of control as well. So
I like the Florida women. What was the last one? Was
sugar
Sugar
daddy
Daddy
appreciation.
Mondays?
Yeah. Sugar daddy appreciation day. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this one is an outraged girlfriend breaks into a Florida home, dumps pickled pork inside before slinging a soda bottle. Bottles of Sprite and pickled pork landed a Florida woman in jail after deputies said she threw one of the items at her ex-boyfriend and doused his couch with the other. According to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, I cannot pronounce her name. Her last name is Reddick. Used a hidden spare key to get inside her ex-boyfriend's home. Once she gained access, deputies said she threw and broke items around the house. According to Lee County's Sheriff's Office, she even took a bottle of pickled pork and dumped it all over the victim's couch. When a deputy arrived at the Lehigh Acres home for reports of a burglary, he said he saw the victim outside Reddick chasing after him. Body cam video showed Reddick, who deputies say still heated from an argument inside the home, throwing a 2-liter bottle of Sprite at the victim. The deputy proceeds to ask Reddick to go over by a tree away from the victim so he could talk with the victim. The suspect says she will listen to the deputy, but points a finger at her ex-boyfriend and says, "You, I'm not going to listen to." Reddick was arrested for battery, burglary, and criminal mischief.
Okay. First off, don't be dumping pickled pig feet on my leather couches. Okay,
Exactly.
that's
It was
oh, yeah.
pickled. It was pickled pork like sausages, like the links, not like pickled pork
Pickle.
feet.
Wait. What exactly is pickled
You've never
sausage
seen
links?
you've never seen
Is that
pickled
like
pork
Vienna sausages?
sausage? No, they kind of look like those red hot dogs, but they're in like pickled cans and they're pickled.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I got you covered now. I
Yeah.
understand. You know, speaking of that, changing subject slightly, when you go get hot dogs or something like that here, they normally come in jars.
What?
Yes. No, you know, hot dogs. We're going to go back to the story, but 3 adjustments that you have when you come to Europe. Hot dogs come in jars.
Is there like
Milk,
juice in them?
yes.
Ooh.
Milk is on the refrigerator. I mean, not in the refrigerator section, but on the shelf. Milk is always on the shelf. Eggs are always on the shelf. Those are never refrigerated.
Well, I read that you can leave that like dairy, like milk and eggs out of the refrigerator, but once you start refrigerating them, you have to
You
continue.
have to leave it in. If you make a mistake and you refrigerate them, you have to. And you cannot, okay, that only applies to European eggs. You cannot put American eggs. Don't be coming home from Walmart, people, thinking you're gonna put your eggs on the shelf or in the cabinet because you're gonna end up with Ebola. No, I'm just joking about the Ebola. But
if they were not originally refrigerated, you can leave them out. But if they were refrigerated in the grocery store, you have to take them home and refrigerate them.
The key is washed. Or it's not that were they refrigerated or have they been washed. Because American eggs are washed and the protective membrane is washed off of them. So therefore, they cannot, they must be refrigerated if they've been washed. But European eggs, they come out au naturel, just the way mother hen made it. I'm keeping it real. So they're just that way. Now let's go back to I had to understand the whole hot dog thing. So I'm picturing more of the European style hot dogs in a jar or something that she was throwing. Is that really? I mean, I've always had this conversation, like thought in my head. Thankfully, I've been a great picker of dates and girlfriends. So I've never had the drama-filled girlfriend, but I have buddies of mine that had drama-filled girlfriends. Matter of fact, I had a buddy of mine. He dated a girl. They got into a fight. The first time, she threw all his clothes on the building's roof across the street from him. That's happened a couple of times. Then one time he came home and she was having, I guess, a pep rally in the front yard because she would set all his clothes on fire. So I'm not used to this drama-filled situation where people are destroying people's houses and things of that nature.
Lucky you. I've had crazy.
Wow. No, I've never had that happen to me. So the whole thing of keying the car, throwing Vienna sausages around the house, and destroying people's property is crazy to me.
I would never do that.
But is it? Whoa, come on, Faith. You can't. No, wait. Hold up. There's a flag on the play right there.
I would
Faith,
never assault.
Wait. You are under oath. This is Tater's court right now.
Replay.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Faith, have you ever gotten mad at a boyfriend and destroyed their property? Faith.
Let me think. No. But after we've broken up and I still have like stuff of his at my house, I have, I've done the whole burning stuff or throwing it away type stuff.
Wow. Why? It's like, to me.
Because my taste in men hasn't always been great.
This is what keeping the faith should be right here. Just talking about Faith's prior dating history.
My taste in men before the guy that I'm dating now has not been great. So, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, this is excellent. And you live close enough to Florida that you could be Florida woman.
Well, where I originally grew up was very, very close to Florida, and my mom is from Florida, so.
So you were drinking a little bit of that Florida women's water right there in the first place. See,
maybe a little.
I don't understand that. My question is, when someone does these things, because the police arrested her for assault, right?
Battery, burglary, and criminal mischief.
Battery, burglary, and criminal mischief. Those are pretty serious charges for a breakup. I don't know. If you if you're mad at your boyfriend and you throw some things around the house, that's a temper tantrum. I don't know if you should send them to prison for it.
Listen, we are
Yes,
not
ma'am.
getting the whole story. I want to know what this man did to have the ex-girlfriend come over to his place and throw pickled pork all over his couch and her
I'm
toss
the
a Sprite bottle at him. I want to know what he did.
okay. Listen. Okay. I want to hear. I want to hear. I got. This is all about faith here right now. We're gonna have Tater's Court right here now. Okay. Let's just say faith.
Yes.
You found out that he was caught cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it justifies these actions? Not me, and I'm not trying to have America turn on faith or anything. So please, we're just having a conversation. Only it's just
Well,
me, you, and me and you, Faith.
okay, so from reading this, pouring pickled pork onto somebody's couch and then tossing a 2-liter Sprite soda bottle at them, it,
I don't
yes,
think the
it's
police
kind
should.
of extreme, but it's not the most extreme thing a woman has done to a man.
Right. That's what I'm
So
saying.
her arrest charges to me seem a little
Harsh,
harsh.
right?
Yes.
You agree? You agree? So
Hmm.
we do agree.
Yes.
I would be. Listen, I'd be one salty brother if that happened. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I don't deal with drama. When in doubt, I throw her out. If there's drama, I don't do the drama thing. But I don't know if given criminal mischief, battery, and burglary charges are, you know, I don't think that justifies those charges.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Burglary. Let's say that gets you, is she facing years in jail for if she gets convicted of all three of those? Because technically she's done them all. All
Mm-hmm.
three of those, you look at that and you could say guilty, guilty, guilty. So you're guilty on three different accounts, each of them giving you so much amount of time. So you have a criminal record because you got upset with Billy because he cheated with Becky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe that may be a little there. Maybe there has to be a delicate dance there. Like there has to be something that's a little less than burglary and
Mm-hmm.
criminal mischief and all of that. We agree on
Yeah.
that part, right?
Yes.
But you didn't answer the question that I asked originally. Let's say he cheated. Is that enough to do all those things?
Depending on how many times he cheated.
See, I would take it as I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna destroy someone's place. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna be like, hit her with the deuces. We don't need to see each other. But you said something that's really interesting. It depends on how many times he cheated. There's no such thing as how many times he cheated in my eyes or her.
I guess that's
If
true.
you
I
if
guess that's true.
if you're dating someone and she cheats on you, then for me, I can't trust her anymore
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So we need to part and go our own way.
Yeah.
So there's no second chance to cheat with me, but I'm a little different than a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people, their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and cheated one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 times. If your boyfriend cheated on you once and you forgive him, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
You get a pass. Second time, you know what? He slipped on a banana peel and fell. So you get a pass. But that third time, that fourth time, you're at fault, not him. Because he showed you his true colors and you chose to ignore him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree on that one?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
And see, I didn't mean to get on my soapbox on that one, but I feel like if someone has consistently done you wrong and you consistently take him or her back, after 2 or 3 times of being done wrong and you keep coming back, then you have to blame yourself. I feel like for me, I always look at it as you got one shot at the title, whether I made the mistake or you made the mistake. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Perfect. We all make mistakes. But for whatever reason you split up and you've made that mistake, we've proven we don't work. I need to move on to someone else. You don't I don't think you don't see it that way, or how do you see things with this? We just went into a whole dating situation on this one, and Faith's take on dating a little bit here.
I mean, I haven't done anything to this extreme, but sometimes your heart be hurting, and
yeah,
you don't know how to express that, and sometimes it feels good to, inflict some kind of pain that person inflicted on you.
You want your pound of flesh. That's what you're saying.
I wouldn't do it. I'm not saying
no.
But I'm
just saying what you're saying.
I understand how some women will toss clothes out on the front lawn and set them on fire. I understand that. I do understand that. I get it.
You set my clothes on fire. It is on. It is on. I'm gonna let you know. It is on. It is weird. There's no right answer. I just have certain rules I've always lived by when it comes to dating that have served me incredibly well. And I've always looked at that rule where it's like, if someone's done you wrong, you don't never, if you're to the point where you're ready to destroy their house, commit criminal mischief,
it's time to go,
throw pork products on their couch, you've stayed too long in the first place.
True that. Tate is dropping some bars right now.
Am I wrong? You have stayed too long in the first place. You should have hit him with the Deweys and bounced out a long time ago.
Yeah.
If you're at that point, that's why I was asking, at what point did Florida woman, what did he do? How many times did he do it till you get to the point where you're trying to hit him side the head with some lemon lime Sprite?
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? Where did it go wrong that you thought you were Tom Brady coming out of retirement throwing you a Sprite pass side his head?
I don't know. That's why I want the other side of this story. The people deserve to know.
That's the thing. That's the tough thing about these conversations, is when you're like, okay, you got the lowdown. She got 3 different charges on her. You know that there was some pickled pork products involved. There was a refreshing beverage involved in this. That things have went way too far. Yeah. And let's say all charges get dropped. Hopefully they all get dropped. We don't want to ruin nobody's life. So hopefully all charges get dropped. Do they get back together? Because I've seen a lot of these couples get back together.
I sure hope they don't, because then I can't defend you anymore, girl, if you get back together with him. I can't.
And right. If the charges get dropped and they get back together and something happens again, I look at it as her fault.
Yeah.
Because you've already seen, when you see that there's some stripes, you see all the stripes and the spots on them, and you're surprised that he's acting like a cat or a tiger when you know you bought a tiger and he's doing tiger things. You brought it on yourself in a way.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to continue with some Florida man stories. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll be back in a minute.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about some Florida man stories, and now we're going to continue with some more. So, yeah.
And I sent Faith a message. I love these takes and these conversations because Faith and I are in two very different worlds.
Yeah.
Faith is in her early 20s. I'm 54. So there's the age gap. She's a woman. I'm a man. White, black, north, south. I mean, it's just so different. So it's kind of cool to talk about these things because we have such a different dynamic of who we are and what we look at. And so the fact of the matter is, whether Faith agrees with me or I agree with Faith or whichever, it's not that either one of us are wrong. It's just cool seeing the different way each of us look at it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Alrighty, so our next Florida man story. A Florida man stole shellfish valued at over $400, deputies say. Deputies with the Wallacea County Sheriff's Office responded to a shoplifting call earlier Friday morning at the Winn-Dixie in Deltona.
Not the Winn-Dixie. I'm sorry, I apologize. The Winn-Dixie. It's Winn-Dixie got it going on. All right, I'm ready for the Winn-Dixie. Okay.
Okay. And made contact with two men and staff outside the store. According to an arrest, a cashier witnessed a man in a jacket leaving the store while concealing several bags of crab legs. He was followed by an older man who did not appear to be holding any merchandise, the cashier told deputies. The store manager followed the men outside and confronted them about the alleged theft. According to the arrest, the men attempted to leave, but their vehicle wouldn't start. As the man holding the crab legs attempted to return them to the store manager, he was advised that Winn-Dixie would pursue criminal charges. While questioning the man accused of taking the crab legs, later identified as 33-year-old Kurt Beck, deputies said he stated he knew what he was doing was wrong. After questioning the other man, deputies learned that he did not steal any merchandise and was acting only as the driver for Beck due to Kurt's license being suspended. So.
Okay, first off, were you surprised that his license was suspended?
No.
Are you surprised that his vehicle wouldn't start?
No.
Now, I'm going to give these two enterprising individuals a pass. And here's the reason why I'm going to give them a pass. Is there anything more delicious than crab legs?
Okay, here's my thing, though.
You start thinking about them crab legs. I soon, when you were reading the story, I'm like, you know what? I understand. I love me some crab legs.
Here's my thing, though. If you're gonna go out of your way to steal crab legs, go to a nicer store than Winn-Dixie. Get you some high quality crab legs if you're going to go on a crab leg heist, you know?
See, I beg to differ on this one. Okay. You go to a higher end store, you got more than Barney Fife handling security. But at good old Winn-Dixie, you know.
Should have tried at Walmart. Maybe you would have had a better.
Right. You may be able to get away with it. So these enterprising individuals were kind of thinking like, which one am I more likely to get away with getting my crab legs on the night? They you know. Also, I'm saying not guilty on temporary insanity. They were walking through Winn-Dixie. They were probably going to get them, you know, some Cocoa Puffs and milk, and went past the crab legs.
Some Natty Lights and
you know, maybe a jar of hot dogs.
Shells.
You know that we were talking about a jar of hot dog and some Natty Light, and they went past that crab leg section, and they knew they didn't have enough money.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know, you start thinking about it. What's that you gonna say?
We just got a comment from Jen frickin' Ping. They said, "Good morning." Good morning. Well,
good morning.
For me. It's not good morning for Tate, but it's good afternoon for Tate.
It's midday for me. And Jen, I hope you have a chance to enjoy your weekend. Don't go stealing crab legs at Winn-Dixie. That's the only thing I would recommend that you do not do.
Yeah.
But a brother understands why. You know, think about it. It's the weekend. You're thinking about, you go past that crab leg section, and guess what? You realize that your funds isn't crab leg deep. You know, you realize.
Yeah.
You got chicken leg money, but crab leg taste.
Yeah.
So what do? You go grab you up some crab legs. You run out to the General Lee out there and try to start it up, but it doesn't start. That's what the problem is.
You know, it's seafood season. You know, all you can think about is crab legs.
I'm telling you. Are you a crab leg fan?
I love crab legs and lobster.
Girl, I'm not a lobster guy.
I love lobster.
I am not a lobster man. I've never been a lobster man. But crab legs, girl.
He'll tear them suckers up.
Why you think I'm thinking about bailing my man out? I'm thinking about going down to the local Winn-Dixie and covering their bill.
Hey, $400 worth? That's a whole seafood boil right there.
Exactly.
Low country bowl.
You get that. You get those crab legs, and you get you a couple of the cases of Natty Light and some barbecuing, and you got a good time. I'm letting you know.
Yeah, you do.
I'm letting you know. Now, that's the one thing, like the seafood in Portugal is just second to none. It is awesome.
I bet.
And it's weird because in the U.S., seafood is super expensive.
It's so expensive. Let me tell you something. My boyfriend and I went to a food truck pop-up this past week, and they were doing lobster rolls. $22 for a lobster roll. It was a sandwich. It was nice Texas toast and then lobster on top of it. That was all it was, and it was $22.
And half the time, it's not even lobster. They be lying to you. You take it to the lab, and that's Chihuahua meat. That you're not even getting lobster. You got lobster sauce on it. You don't even get real lobster a lot of times. But here, it's weird because I grew up in Ohio, then moved to California. And so seafood is something that you did on kind of like special occasions and things of that nature growing up. And then moving to Europe and you moving to Portugal, where like people have seafood every day. The cheap stuff it's the polar opposite, it feels like here, where seafood and vegetables, that's cheap stuff. You get that all day. That stuff. So the processed foods that are cheap in America, that stuff's expensive here. And like in America, processed food is dirt cheap, but seafood and all that stuff, that's expensive stuff. To me, it's like polar opposite. So going there, especially fish. I mean, you go there and snapper and all the different food, different sea bass, man. I've eaten so much sea bass, it's not even funny. But you don't get a lot of lobster here. You see, now lobster is super expensive here because that's not something that they normally catch around here, which is kind of weird. So you like not seeing lobster a lot. And then crab as well is two that you don't get. But all fish and things you get fish all the time and all different kinds of fish. So I've become a seafood connoisseur. Oh. And then, oh girl, yes. I used to be in America. I was that guy, get me the double cut prime rib, and you know what I mean, or hook a brother up with the ribeye. Now I'm more of the seafood guy here, but I've always had it. The crab legs have always been special, especially living in California, and they have those Dungeness crab legs or those Alaskan king crab. That's why you gotta give them a pass. I'm giving them a pass because they done went on down to Winn-Dixie and done it up right.
Yeah. Yeah. I love a good, low country boil with some crab legs and some shrimp. Ooh, and gosh, I'm hungry now.
You know what? I was thinking that same thing when you were talking about this, because I started picturing as you were going through telling the story, I started thinking about this. And I remember the first time I stole this from another guy. And so I've done this, but this guy who I'm going to give him the credit for, this guy named Mitch, he used to, every year, he would do a crab feed broil, where he'd invite all his friends over. He'd invite like 100 friends over. He have a band. I stole this from him and started doing it myself. And then he would have the shirts, and he would give all the girls shirts, and everyone would have shirts, and they get all the crab themselves in his backyard and partying up. And his shirts used to always say, "I got crabs from Mitch," and it'd be like 2019, 2010. And each year he would change that up, and I kind of stole that from him, just being truthful, because he's the one that created it. But I always thought that was awesome. So crab legs. The other ones aren't your friends. You want a crab.
Just move on.
Royal.
Just move on.
You don't want the other crab. The other crabs are just not as tasty as the other ones.
Just move on, Tate. Move on.
And with that, that was my last words.
We're gonna close out the show with that, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't